Hello, and welcome to the crossover, where nothing is unbalanced and everything is fair game. We have a lot to cover with you today, but first, let's check in with the song. Welcome to Stats, MVP, Top, and MVP.
What's happening, everybody? And once again, it is time for the best, the greatest, the number one sports talk show there is. You can search YouTube, you can search, the World Wide Web, you can search the radio. You're not gonna find a better sports talk show than this one. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about At Home with the Crossover. And I am your man BT, alongside my tag team partners, the usual cast of characters, none other than Mr. Smooth himself is in the house, representing Elon grad, Elon legend, none other than Bromel is with us. Bromel, what's going on?
Praise the Lord. Glad to be here tonight.
There you go. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, you can just see Bromel just gets so he don't want you to throw them accolades at him, you know? I mean, he just gets he looks so uncomfortable when you be talking.
He's very humble, very humble.
Yes, he is. Yes, and it's not an act, man. It's the real deal. Hey, and then we got the man is talking. We might as well get he might as well talk because he can't see. That's why he wearing the sunglasses at night. Talking about none other than Radar Charles is in the house. We call him Radar Charles, but everybody else, you might know him as Radar. Yeah, he's in the house. Radar, what's up?
You know what? Narrow is the way when it's time to play, Big T.
There you go. When it's time to play. Let's come play. Bring your ball. Hey. And then we get the man that brings the ag swag to the show, but he looked like he having mic issues, technical difficulties. He tried to get it together, but
he getting in that plate from Stephanie's.
Oh yeah.
But he joins us now as usual, representing his Aggies. Aggie P is joining us right now. Aggie P, what's going on, man?
Hey, Big T, Total Crew, Aggie Pride is nationwide.
There you go. And you got the mic scored out and everything, got it all.
Hey, keep the show going.
And then last but not least, we got not last but not least, because we got somebody else joining, but he's turning around now, he's spinning, he got the Eagles hat on, Eagles banner, all that. What's that? Is that a SpongeBob SquarePants a bathrobe?
No, it's a bedtime robe.
Oh, bedtime robe. Okay. He's got the SpongeBob on. So add that to the list. The SpongeBob fan. None other than Birdman is in the house. Bird, what's up?
The draft guru returns in 2 weeks.
The draft guru. How did he do last year on the draft picks? I can't remember.
Terrible. I went perfect. I predicted it.
Terrible. Terrible. Hey. And then now we can say last but not least, joining us is our resident baseball guru. Got the Phillies jersey on. His time of year is here. I know he's excited. He can't wait. None other than Stats is in the house. Stats, what's up, man?
It's Thursday, and I already have a clue of what will happen. And I'll tell you.
All right, well, we getting ready to turn him loose in a minute to give us a baseball preview. But first, I just want to let all the listeners know that together we are the Tunnel Crew, watching everything that happens inside and outside of the tunnel, leading to the lines of competition in the world of sport. And on this edition of At Home with the Crossover tonight, we're going to break down Aaron Rodgers' drama. He's not in New York yet, but he wants to be. Lamar Jackson wants to be traded. He threw that one out there. He dropped the bombshell on the Ravens. And the Tar Heel exodus continues, but they also got some good news. And so we'll talk about that and much, much more. But first, we're going to turn Stat loose and let him break down the upcoming Major League Baseball season, or at least, as he put it, the first month of the season. Go ahead, Stats.
All right, guys. So, like I said before, it's upon us, and it is a grind, and I can't really predict the entire season. But I have been doing a lot of research over the winter, and I have insight into April and May, and I'll tell you the teams that should perform well. Okay, so first, starting off with. Okay, the Astros didn't really lose much. In fact, they got better. They're gonna be a powerhouse for years. I'll probably have children by the time they don't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next we have the Atlanta Braves. They did shuffle some guys, but they didn't lose anything. The team really got better, in my opinion. They had a catcher, Sean Murphy. I think he's gonna do well, especially on the road, because he does that. I also believe that Vaughn Grisham's going to take a step forward for Atlanta this year. Michael Harris might take a step back, but he'll have a good season. Thirdly, I'm going to go with those LA Dodgers. People are kind of not saying the Dodgers are going to cheer. I don't really think they'll really win the World Series, but in April and May, they should do good because their pitching is healthy. And that's what I believe they'll get off to a good start, good enough to do some damage, I believe. There's a couple of teams that I have that shouldn't do anything. We got the Oakland A's. They didn't add anybody at all except for like a 29-year-old utility player named Aledmus Diaz. We'll give him a gold sticker for. But another team that I have that probably won't do much, looking bad, real bad for those Arizona Diamondbacks. They kind of got rid of one of their best players, sent him to the Nationals, Stone Garrett. And also on top of that, they got a 31-year-old in exchange. And he's a third base. Have fun with that. And another one, I don't think they'll do much. I'm kind of skeptical about the Rays because they didn't do anything really notable this offseason. They got a pitcher that was average, in my opinion, from these Phillies, Zach Eflin, and he had to pop out. In my opinion, it's going to come back down to earth. Also, the teams that have that are sleepers, the Rockies, their offense is nasty. I saw it in these simulations. I've been running them all winter. They're going to be good. I'm not going to playoffs, but they're going to be good. The Reds, they might be average. They might be on the track like the Orioles are, where they're average this year, which surprises people. And then next year they might make playoffs. And
what about the Cardinals?
The Cardinals should be fine. I mean, they realistically should make playoffs. Cubs, that's another one of those tricky teams. They can be really good or really bad. It depends on healthy when we get to the second half. And I can't predict anything with Chicago teams, so I'm just gonna start on the Chicago predictions. But I'll say this: the Royals, look out for the Royals. They might be chasing the Guardians, even though both teams are formidable pitching wise. The offense is very formidable on both sides now. So I think that the Royals will make a move if they're in that race by Memorial Day. They're gonna make a move and they're gonna get some, try to chase them down. But the Marlins, that's a team I have that will surprise people. I'm going to say that they could make playoffs this year just because the Phillies don't have Bryce Harper. And if you lose a player like that for 2 months, you might not play as well as you thought, but I should still play well. But the question is, are they going to play well enough to pass the Marlins in that wild card race? Because I don't think they're going to win the division. I think the Braves are going to win the division this year. The Braves, that's okay. And the Mets, don't get me started on them. I don't want to say nothing about the Mets because I haven't seen them play yet. So I can't tell you anything about them. They're like the most unpredictable team on the planet because they always blow 6-game leads. But that's all I have for this week. The season starts. The Braves are taking on the Nationals. The Dodgers are taking on the Diamondbacks. The Padres take on the Rockies. The Brewers take on the Cubs. The Cardinals have the Blue Jays. And there's one more game. The Angels, Athletics. Shohei Ohtani should be pitching for the Angels.
And that you did say Thursday, right?
Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday.
Night. But opening day is that day. Starts at 1, I believe, and the Braves are the first game. So everybody look out. No Skip Carey this year, which I'm kind of bitter about, but I still watch a lot of Cardinal games, and he's the Cardinals broadcaster now. So it's cool. We'll be all right. So I get to hear his voice.
All right, cool. All right, Stats, appreciate it, man. And we look forward to more baseball as the season goes along. That's our resident baseball guru, Stats, is in the building. Peace, man. All right. Well, we appreciate that Major League Baseball update. Like I said, he's excited. Thursday, season starts, and you can't y'all hear his voice? Could y'all tell he's excited, man? All right, well, now we begin with the hot topics. The hottest stories of sports may not be what everybody else is talking about, but it's the things we, the Tunnel Crew, want to talk about. Madness continues. Well, at least in the men's tournament, the madness continued because for the first time ever, we had no number one seeds advance to the Elite Eight. That means all 4 number one seeds was toast by the end of the Sweet 16 round. You know, by the end of the third round, all the number one seeds were gone. I mean, and that's the first time ever that we haven't had a number one seed advance past the Sweet 16. So that tells you how crazy this tournament has been. Instead, in their place, for the first time since 1970, we have 3 teams who have made it to the Final Four for the first time in their school's history. One of those being number 5 Miami, who upset number 2 Texas, and they were down by 13 points in the second half. Came storming with about 8 minutes left to go, and came storming back. And check this out: did it without making a single 3-pointer the entire second half. It was a fluke coming back like that and winning it. And won it by 7 after being down by 13 with little over 8 minutes left to go. Then you had number 4 UConn, man, just trouncing the Zags, man. Beat them by 28 points. And, you know, Drew Timme and the boys, I think Wendell might be shut on them. After getting beat by 28 points, you know, that might be it. So UConn right now is looking like the juggernaut. Then you had number 9 seed Florida Atlantic, man, getting it done and winning and advancing to the Final Four for the first time in school history. They took down Kansas State, the scrappy Kansas State team, 79-76. And then the controversial finish between Creighton and San Diego State. You know, it finished off of a foul call by the referee, gave goes 2 free throws. He missed the first one, made the second one. And then the guy from Creighton he was a high school quarterback, throws a dime pass from one end of the court to the other end. And the guy almost catches it. The San Diego State guy knocks out of bounds. And to me, it looked like it went off him. It looked like there was 0.3 of a second left on the clock. Referees huddled around the screen and said, "Nah." Over. And I was like, how they call it that? They said they used a stopwatch because the clock started late and they said the game was over. So, Tunnel Crew, this Final Four, like I said, we got 2 number 5s, a number 4, and a number 9. No number 1s, and it's all across the board. It's anybody's game. Tunnel Crew, your thoughts on this historic Final Four?
Well, let me give you my observation on that call that was made.
Yes, sir.
First of all, the guy who made the call wasn't in position to make it because the foul he couldn't see the foul.
Yeah.
He couldn't see the foul. That's one thing. He couldn't see it. The only way you would have been able to see that foul if you was behind the play.
Yeah.
If you was on the left-hand side or the right-hand side, you wouldn't have seen that foul because he nudged him on the inside. You know what I'm saying? He nudged him on the inside, and he couldn't see it.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, to make that call, if you wasn't calling it the whole game, why make it during that period of time?
Yeah. And it looked like a short shot, you know. Now, some people say, well, that's because he was held or whatever. But,
No,
you know, to me, yeah.
But you know, crazy. Here's a crazy notion. Let him go like you've been letting him go all night.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because again, he didn't have to grab him. He could have let him go and just try to shoot it, and then we wouldn't be having this conversation. Because I was thinking, like, man, why did he grab him? But he choked.
Hey, I'm up here saying, yeah, I thought he was talking about the refs. He talking about the defender should have let him go. Okay, all right.
He bailed out the player, in other words, it's
no doubt that he fouled him, but the situation is, if you didn't see the foul, why are you calling the foul?
Calling it, yeah.
You weren't in position to see that. They had to go to the screen to see that.
Yeah.
You know. And that's what I don't like about the officiating now. Everybody can go to the screen. They can make a call and go to the screen and change it or leave it the way it is because then you got a bailout. You know?
Yeah, see, I still understand. Well, we're going to go look at the screen. Oh, you know what? The clock didn't start, so let's get the stopwatch out. You know, I've never seen that before. Hey, we'll continue to talk about this and much, much more on the other side of the break. You're listening At Home with the Crossover.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning. The crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, The Joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. And hey, be sure to catch us because you want to see Radar Charles dancing. I mean, he got the moves, you know. He cutting up for those of you watching on YouTube. You want to see Birdman looking. You want to see Birdman looking serious. I mean, looking straight business. Got hands folded and everything. And definitely want to see Bromel, man, chilling and got the goatee, the silver goatee, you know. I'm going to join you, Bromel. I'm getting close, you know. I'm getting close. And then Aggie representing his Aggies. You want to catch us Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Then on Thursday nights at 7 p.m., catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it online also at WLJFradio.com. But by way of special announcement, we'll be changing things up here in April. Starting April the 20th, we'll be moving back to in studio on Thursday nights. Going live from the studio Thursday night. You'll still be able to catch us on YouTube. It'll just be a different night. That'll be Thursday nights at 7 p.m. on the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Starting Thursday, April the 20th, we'll be live on Thursday nights on YouTube in the studio. So catch us then. But until then, catch us on Tuesday nights right here on YouTube at 7 p.m. And catch us on Thursday nights, 7 p.m. for the audio version. And you can also download the 100.7 WLJF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes. All right, let's get back to, our Final Four discussion. We were talking about the controversial finish and, should the ref have made the call and all of that stuff. Tunnel Crew, your thoughts? Because, like Bromel said, the ref, he might not have been in the best position to make that call. There was a lot of debate over whether it should have been called. It seemed like a lot of people were, hey, it was a foul, but I don't know if you should call it. And then they had former refs saying, well, the refs are supposed to call what they see. Regardless of what time it is in the game, they're supposed to call it like they see it. So, Tunnel Crew, your thoughts on, the four that we have? These 4 teams or the controversial finish? Go ahead, Radar.
I do have a real quick. I wanted to give the shout outs from the people online.
Yes, sir.
Talking for Fun in the house. We have B. Smith, of course, in the house holding it down. We have Small Wonder holding it down. And they were asking if anybody's brackets were still intact. And y'all just answered that question for them. And I had a real quick public service announcement. Bromel, yeah, he got the closing. But real quick public service announcement. I wanted to let everybody know that Big T's shirt is a little too unbuttoned. I can see a little bit of taco meat hanging out. Bro Mel, you're fine. You're fine, Bro Mel, but Big T, you need to button it up. So.
Okay, hold on a minute. Let me see.
I see a little chest hair there.
Let's see there. Hey, there we go. There we go.
I thought I was talking to Morris Day, Bro Mel.
Hey, now I look too
Oh yeah, you're like a golfer now.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm buttoning.
He said I'm buttoning.
You look like a Tar Heel.
All buttoned up.
All buttoned up. There you go. All right. So your thoughts. I mean, how amazing is it to have 3 first-time teams that have never been there before? Then you got the team that right now is playing like a juggernaut, UConn. I mean, UConn has just been steamrolling people, and they're the only team that's got Final Four experience. Maybe not this team, but the university, the school, the program, been in the Final Four many times, won 3 national championships. Are they going to do a 4th? Does everybody think it's UConn's to lose?
Hey, man, the way they playing inside, outside.
Yes.
They can't guard the guy on the inside, man.
Yeah.
You're a beast, man.
And they had the same problem when Duke got surprised by UConn back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Remember they had the inside
with Khalid
Elamine
and Rip Hamilton. Yep.
And they kept a guy named Moore down low. They had a center, a big man down there that could turn around. I think not Monroe, but the other guy that went into the NBA, Tabit.
Yeah.
He was with that run. But again, they've been known for that physical game because that Jimmy Calhoun, he was that coach.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Bird, you got any thoughts on this Final Four?
I agree with Bro Mel and Radar on the call, but I want to add something to that. And something that Jason Kelsey had said during the same controversial call that a referee made in the big game. Fight. He said this, and it was so profound when he said it. He said, there should not be a question mark as to what if or what would have happened if this didn't happen. The game should never end off of a question mark. It should just be what it be. In our case, we just played bad. In this case, team that won deserved to win. The team that lost, regardless of the call or not, if we look beyond that, the team that won deserved to win. The team that lost deserved to lose. They didn't play a good game.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. You just don't want the young kids to bail out on something like that.
Yeah, you hate to see a game. I mean, I understand if the guy fouled, make the call, but for it to end on a free throw, and I still just can't get over the. Let's get the stopwatch out, because I mean,
right. Now, can I say this real quick?
Big T, listen to this. This had me laughing like crazy. They was talking about the referees got to make that call to get to the next game, to be able to call the next game.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't hear that?
Yeah.
Oh man, they was talking about he got to make that call because if you don't make that call, he won't be considered for the next game.
For the next game, that's part of the game, I guess.
that pressure,
really,
again.
Man?
Yeah.
But I used to do local YMCA and tournaments.
Yeah.
State tournaments, and they would pull out the stopwatch because they used to tell me I was trying to anticipate them touching the ball. And they could see it when I would look at the clock and I'm trying to look at the game. And then when I see it go towards them, I'm hitting that clock automatically. Like you said, it's a lot of room for error.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they would pull out the clock saying, well, I started my stopwatch, and he would show it to both of the coaches. And I would be like, what? But this is on a low level. This is just college, like semi-college, like GTCC type stuff. It wouldn't like ACC level. And I think because that game was so tight, it was what caused everybody to question the way it ended. Because if he would not made that call and that shot would have went off, then everybody would have been bailed out.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. If that happens, then more than likely we look at overtime, you know.
Yeah.
And everybody's, I don't think anybody would have been disappointed with giving both of those teams 5 to decide. You know, I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it. Aggie P, your thoughts?
Wait, first of all, for my thought radar, you cheating? I mean, okay, enough about that. My thoughts, Big T and Tony Cruz, if the referee would not have made the call,
Yeah.
and it went in overtime, and then the team that lost, I think we'd be right back to the same controversy.
Say we'd be discussing. He
We'd
should have called that.
We'd be discussing that. So, yeah, the game might have been over or not over, you know, in regulation play. So,
Yeah.
any way you look at it, the guys had, you know, like Brother Mel said, if the guy wasn't in position to make the call,
Yeah.
well, he did fall to the side. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, it's sports. It's just what happens. Man.
Okay. Let me ask you this. So let's say he does. Let's say he doesn't make that call.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. He makes that call. It plays out exactly like it did. Guy goes to the free throw line, missed the first, makes the second. Then Creighton throws the ball down the court, right? And the ball gets knocked out of bounds off a San Diego State guy. And they don't go over there and do the stopwatch and say game over. They say, okay, 0.3 of a second, and Creighton inbounds it and misses the shot, game over. They lose by 1. Do you think there would be this kind of controversy if it played out like that? Because that's my whole issue is the stopwatch thing. You know, it's like, I mean, if you gave... Yeah, I think, you know, that reminds me of the NFL when they bought the little the index card out and slid it in between the ball to see if it was a first down or not.
Down, right?
I mean, we're getting too technical here,
man. That's sports for you though. Because when Aggie P will tell you when they playing golf, man, they analyze everything. They're looking down there. They like, oh, the wind blowing. I need to shorten it up. Let me go get the 7. I was playing with that 9. What was I thinking? And I'm like, what, really? And you know, and that's the thing about basketball. When I would be the scorekeeper, and I love that joke, Aggie P, by the way, was you cheat? You know, because I did not want them people to think that I was not going to start that clock. I wanted to be that fast, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was under that pressure too. You think about my little bit of pressure, but a referee's pressure.
Yeah.
Touches that other guy, and I was just like, dude, don't call it. And then when the dude missed the shot, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
All week.
Say we're gonna hear about it all week.
All week. And I wanted to see San Diego State go. I thought they had the stronger team. Now Creighton impressed me, but San Diego State had ball players.
Yeah.
It reminded me of UNLV.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's move on to the women's, because over on the women's side of things, you know, it's settled into normalcy, or we should say sort of settled into normalcy. And what I mean by that is, you know, there was a lot of upsets early on in the women's tournament, but when you look at the Final Four, you got what you typically have in the women's Final Four, a lot of heavyweights. You know, you got a number 1 seed and defending champion South Carolina. You got number 1 seed Virginia Tech. You got a number 2 seed in Iowa, number 3 seed LSU, but coached by Kim Mulkey, who has won 3 national championships at Baylor. So it's not like they a slouch, you know. And the reason I say normalcy, but sort of not, is because the one thing that's different, South Carolina is returning to the Final Four, but Virginia Tech's in their first time ever. Iowa hadn't been there since 1993. So it's been a long time since they've been there. And LSU hadn't been there since 2008. Okay?
But LSU, pardon me, is a powerhouse, though.
They are a powerhouse.
They're a powerhouse.
So we're gonna hand it off to you. Go ahead and give us your breakdown, Radar.
I'm telling you, fellas, right now, I'm gonna take this 3 minutes to let you know. If you missed this game live, you played yourself. You hear what I'm talking about?
So you played yourself.
I don't care if you just watch the highlights on YouTube. I'm telling you right now that Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, she's bad.
She bad, man. And I'm telling you, Dawn Staley, she better have on her insoles, because she's gonna be standing up and coaching the whole game.
Yeah,
She's gonna
yeah.
have to work that rotation because they come to play at B. And Virginia Tech and LSU,
Yeah.
LSU think they got it sewn up, but Virginia Tech is playing like we belong here and we're here to stay.
Yeah.
When you see them play, they got an attitude about them, Aggie. And when you see that physicality, I'm telling you, it's like that bull riding. Man, you see them hit people, they hitting that floor, they getting up playing that much harder. I'm like, oh, they getting ready to play ball. And I'm telling you right now, that's why TP didn't come tonight, because she know Dawn Staley getting ready to go home.
Oh man, you calling it? You calling your shot?
Now,
Man,
that's a shot for her and Dawn Staley. I'm telling you.
Wow.
I'm telling you, man.
Hey, listen to the stat line. You talk about Caitlin Carr. When she knocked Louisville out last night, 41 points, 12 assists, 10 rebounds, 3 steals in that 14-point win over Louisville. That's a stat line for you.
Man, and I'm telling you right now, it's going to be Virginia Tech, and it's going to be Caitlin Clark in that final. And I'm telling you right now,
South Carolina know they know they got one person to stop. They're gonna clamp her down. Somebody else gonna have to beat them. Somebody else gonna have to beat them, Radar. Somebody else gonna have to beat them.
Aggie, they rebound, they throw elbows, they play physical. They don't look for calls. They play through.
I love it.
They don't play like they from Carolina.
Listen up, everybody. We'll be switching to live in studio shows starting Thursday, April the 20th. Catch us live in studio, 7 p.m. You can still catch us on YouTube on that night at the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and tell everybody you know about it. But on Thursday, April the 20th, we'll be moving to in-studio live shows on YouTube. And you can also catch us on the WLJF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. When we come back, we're going to finish up our hot topics and get into our question of the day. You're listening to At Home with the Crossover.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning. The Crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, The Joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
100.7 WLJF.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. You can catch us for a few more weeks, Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. right here on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and tell everybody you know about us. Then on Thursday nights, you can catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it online at WLJFradio.com, and you can download the 100.7 WLJF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. And then by way of special announcement, on April the 20th, that's a Thursday, we are moving to live in studio shows Thursday nights, 7 p.m. You can still catch us on YouTube on those Thursday nights at 7 p.m. at the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. But starting April 20th, the show will move from Tuesday nights on YouTube to Thursday nights on YouTube, 7 p.m. And then you can also listen to the audio version Thursday nights, 7 p.m. You can find it on WLJFradio.com. You can also download the WLJF app. Like I said, it's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. All right. Just a couple of things before we jump into our question of the day. Like we mentioned at the opening, and we continue with our college hoops theme here. Carolina got a little bit of good news, amongst the plethora of transfers. 6 total people have transferred out since the season ended. But they got the most recent being Caleb Love. He just announced yesterday that he's gone. They hadn't announced where yet, but he said he's transferring out. He's going to continue his journey somewhere else. But returning, announcing that they're returning. Armando Bacot coming back, get that COVID extra year of eligibility. He's already the all-time leading rebounder, the all-time leading double-double man in the history of the Carolina program. And he's going to add to that. R.J. Davis announced he's coming back. And talented freshman big man Jalen Washington announced he's coming back. So these are huge returnees. Carolina also announced that they got a new transfer, senior guard Paxton Wojcik from Brown University, spent 4 years at Brown. He's a 6'5" guard. He averaged 15 points a game there, 7 rebounds a game, and shot almost 40% from three-point range. So we'll see if he can get it done. Hubert Davis is quoted as saying Carolina will look like Carolina next year. We'll have guys that want to be part of this program, this community, and this university. Tunnel Crew, your thoughts on all the moves that the Tar Heels have been making? And boy, Aggie B just shaking his head.
So what? Say that again. What Coach Davis said.
He said Carolina will look like Carolina next year. We'll have guys that want to be a part of the program.
Carolina ain't look like Carolina last year.
So what is he talking about?
You gotta cut that out, man. Last 2 years, they ain't look like Carolina.
Yeah, no. Hey, even though they went on that winning streak last year, they still didn't look like a traditional Carolina team. No.
Come on now, Hubert.
Hey, Antoine Jameson and Vince Carter would agree with you because they had some harsh words for the team this year. They said the NIL. They said it's hard for guys to go out there and practice and do all that, go to class, and then have to go shoot a commercial, have to go make an appearance, They said that's what the NIL is doing to the game. They said it's taking guys away from the court. See, that's one of those unintended consequences that have come along with this. And Jameson said he went to one of the pickup games where all the fellas play with former players and everything. He said when the game was over, he said, hey, so I see y'all tomorrow? And they said, no, we're not scheduled to play again till next week. Antoine said, we were playing all the time when I was here. 2 and 3 in the morning. You couldn't keep us off the court. Now they talking about we scheduled to play next week.
What?
Yeah. It's a totally different ball game now, man. It's about that quick dollar.
Mm-hmm.
It's about getting to the NBA as quick as they can.
Yep.
It's
so the game has changed.
Kid got to do what the kid got to do, but I think a lot of it coming from the parents too, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because the money gonna be there. Like I tell guys, money gonna be there. There's gonna be more money there. You know? And that's why, and going back to what you said, why the tournament been so, so many upsets because of that reason.
Yeah. Yep.
They moving all over the place, man. These guys can play. It don't matter what level they play on, they can play.
Well, and if you look at the teams that are in there, you're talking about teams that have had guys that have been together 5, and because of the COVID year, some of them 6 years they've been playing, 6 years. So, they got that chemistry like these other teams don't have, know?
Exactly.
And real quick, on social media, guess who decided to show up and show out, y'all?
Who?
TP.
What'd she say?
As soon as I said something smart about Don Staley,
Uh-huh.
you better stop talking about Don Staley. and then Small Wonder and Talking for Fun, Aggie P and Bro Mac going to jump on the bandwagon, talking about SC for life. I said, don't do that. Don't do that.
SC for life. For
I
life.
told them, you know how TP act like she went to school and worked with everybody, right? So
Uh-huh.
I told them I picked Virginia Tech because I took online culinary school classes for Virginia Tech.
Boy, you crazy. You crazy.
Go Virginia Tech.
Well, hey, since we're talking ACC basketball, let's jump into our question of the day because, you know, all you've been hearing this year is the ACC is down. Actually, the last couple of years, ACC stinks. ACC is no good. ACC is trash. The national narrative is the ACC is blah, 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 blah. SEC in football slipped, and people were still giving them credit, okay? Now, is the ACC as powerful as it used to be? Maybe not, but guess what? In the last decade, last 10 years, ACC has had 9 teams in the Final Four. Carolina's been there 3 times, Duke's been there twice, Miami's been there once, and Syracuse has been there twice. You got Miami in there this year. You had 2 teams in there last year, Duke and Carolina. So the question of the day is this. Why is everyone hating on the ACC? Why is everyone giving the ACC a hard time? Where's my man on ESPN say, Scoop Jackson, why are they poo-pooing on the ACC, man? Why are they poo-pooing on it? So, Tunnel Crew, that's the question. Why is everyone hating on the ACC, and is it legit? Oh, I forgot about Virginia. So actually, it's 10. That's right, because Virginia won the championship in, what was it, 2019 or 2020? So they won the championship. So we left Virginia off the list. So really, that's 10 teams in 10 years. So we average 1 team a year in the Final Four. The ACC is averaging 1 out of 4 in the Final Four in 10 years. Come on, man. Come on. They're giving us a hard time. All right, so Tunnel Crew, your thoughts. Why is everybody hating on the ACC?
Well, BT, my opinion is that I believe it's got a lot to do because Carolina and Duke, are not at the top anymore. You know, those blue bloods you expect to see, somewhere in the mix.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Carolina didn't even make it this year. And everything.
Hey, preseason number 1.
Right. So that's why I feel everybody's on the ACC. Even though we got Miami that's doing very well, I just believe that we have gotten so used to seeing either Coach K and the Blue Devils, Roy Williams, UNC, making a run somewhere in the mix, and they are non-factors, over the last couple of years. So I think that's just my opinion of why.
Hey, that's a good thought, man. And on top of that, like I said, you had Virginia win the championship, you had Carolina win it in 2017. So in that decade, not only have we averaged 1 team every year in the Final Four, but we've also got 2 national championships. And could have had a third if Carolina could have held on to a 16-point lead last year,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just the point is that everybody else is catching up to those 2 teams.
Yeah.
When you're doing that, it's just the priority that's in the league now. Like
that's
Pittsburgh. Right. Whoever would have thought Pittsburgh would have had the season they had this year.
Yeah, and they had a good run in the tournament. They won 3 games, So
hey, that's the way the league goes now, man. Everybody want to get on that court. Everybody's not going to Carolina and Duke.
Yeah. And I said they won 3. They won 2. They played in 3, which was a lot further than a lot of people had them going. Bird, you got any thoughts on why everybody's hating on the ACC? Why everybody just, poo-pooing on us?
Because people fear what they don't understand.
What
people don't realize is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that we have the most national championships as far as basketball is concerned when it comes to March Madness. So I don't understand why people are giving us such a hard time, regardless if Duke is in it or Carolina is in it or not. like you said, we average one team
Yep.
every year in the
Yep.
Final Four. So I don't understand. Maybe it's because we're not playing, hard-nosed basketball like we used to play back a couple decades ago or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, people fear what they don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bird, to add on to what you just said, I'm just disappointed in the Carolina players going in the portal.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, brother, I know you can help me with this. You have a program, you have a bad year. Fellas used to come together and say, look, let's stay, let's work harder, let's get this thing done.
Yep.
Let's turn this program around. Now, hey, you have a bad year, I'm gone. So unless and then you go play these teams like you just stated, Big T, they got 5-6 year seniors because of COVID. I mean, those guys are older, they've been playing together, they hungry, and that's we're going to keep seeing this if Carolina do. We can't get rid of the one and done, or get some guys to stay around 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
And you're right, Eddie P. That's what it is. Guys don't, I always been told finish what you started.
Yeah.
If you're going somewhere, you finish it out, regardless of how it is. You chose to go there, you finish it out.
That's right.
Because some gonna stay 3 years, some gonna stay 4 years, some need to get 4 years to get there.
How many of these guys transfer and go to another school and it doesn't pan out for them? Like, for instance, the kid from Baylor, Matthew Mayer, that Carolina was trying to recruit out of the transfer portal, okay? Remember, he was lighting it up last year for Baylor. I mean, that's the reason Carolina wanted him, because I think he scored like 28 points on Carolina in that tournament game. They were trying to get him to replace Manic. He goes, I think he went to Illinois and stunk up the joint. Because what guys got to understand is there's chemistry involved. You can't just plop somebody in and think, I'm going to go out here and have a better season I had last year.
The same thing as Nance. Nance, that's a prime example. Same thing as Nance. But you got to also, those guys got to embrace them.
Yeah.
They had to break, but you see what Manic came in and forced his way. He said, look, guys, this ain't not about y'all. You know? And when they started to see that and knowing that he could put the ball in the hole, he the one that carried them.
Yeah. He was a leader.
Yeah. But Aggie P is right, man. It's just the point is that I can't, you're going to grow. You know what I'm saying? You grow from games like that, years like that.
Yeah.
You're going to grow. Yeah. And you shifting around, I can see all 5 of those guys. I don't hate any of those guys. I know they want to get on the court, and that's the most important thing. But some of them, that's all you're going to see, because they're not going to go to the next level.
No.
They're not going to go to the next level.
Bird, you had something to say?
I was going to add to that point, to Bromell and Aggie P's point. It's not also the fact about gelling together and chemistry. It's also the fact about that's their mentality. They got the mentality, and I'm talking about as far as the players, the kids that go and transfer out. They got this mentality that it's all about the dollar sign. And it's all about how and you see what they're doing in the NBA. They're mimicking what they're doing in the NBA, jumping from team to team, trying to make a championship, trying to build something with them. But same thing in the NBA. You can't just do that and expect it that just it's going to happen overnight. You got to gel. You got to create chemistry, and it's not just all about the dollar signs, because 9 times out of 10 players that transfer out like that, they're not going to have a good career there, and when they get to the NBA, they might not even have a good career in the NBA.
Well, hey, Duke, I had a heralded freshman, Tyrese Proctor, announced that he's returning, so that he's doing something that the Carolina guys aren't doing. And Tre'Quavion Smith from State said he going pro. So, it's just a lot of movement all the way around. So we'll see how things pan out. And hopefully, some of the stuff that's happening will allow the ACC to continue to shut up the naysayers who doubt the ACC, who don't believe in the ACC, who think the ACC is garbage. Hopefully, we'll see us continue to get teams in the Final Four and do well. Hey, Catch us on Tuesday nights for a few more weeks, 7 p.m. on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Tell everybody you know about it. Then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version, the original Crossover Sports Show at 7 p.m. Also, you can find it at WLJFradio.com. You can download the WLJF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. And on April the 20th, that's a Thursday, we're moving back to studio live. You can catch us on YouTube on those Thursday nights moving forward, starting April 20th, 7 p.m. Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel is the place. And you can also catch us on WLGFradio.com, 7 p.m. on Thursday nights, starting April the 20th. When we come back, we're going to wrap it up. You're listening to At Home with the Crossover.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning. Crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, The Joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, two locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
It's time now for the Crossover wrap-up report. Let's send it back to the tunnel.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. And hey, a couple of quick mentions before we go into our recap of how we did last week. A couple of NFL stories, headlines here. Aaron Rodgers is still out there. Still has not been traded to the Jets. Everybody said that's where he's going to end up. He was on a radio show yesterday and said, hey, the Jets is where I want to be. And he said that the compensation for the Packers is the holdup. So it's expected that any time now, Aaron Rodgers will become a Jet, following in the footsteps of Brett Favre, who also left Green Bay and went to the Jets. I guess he'll end up in Minnesota next, after he leaves the Jets. So, and then Lamar Jackson dropped a bombshell yesterday, said, hey, I want to be traded. He said, I told the team that back on March the 2nd, and I want out of here. And the interesting thing is he decided to post that on his social media account exactly at the same time that Harbaugh was doing his press conference, and people were asking him all kinds of questions about Lamar Jackson in the future. And so, of course, Harbaugh got bombarded with questions about that comment that Lamar posted, and he was like, well, I haven't seen it. I don't get on social media. So everybody, your thoughts on these NFL stories before we move on to the recap of last week, if there's any thoughts.
Well, I don't know. I think they need to let him go, man. Let him do what he needs to do.
Yeah.
I don't think nobody's going to pay him what he's asking for.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But hey, he can make a difference, I can tell you that.
If he can stay healthy.
Depends on who he lands with,
Yeah. If he can stay healthy. That's the big if. All right, well, if nobody else wants to comment on that, we'll move on to look at how we did. And basically all we've done for the last couple of weeks is we picked the tournaments and recap the tournament rounds. And so here's what we're looking like. Stats won the week, and so he picked up a coveted tiebreaker, weekly win for the tiebreakers. And the weekly wins for the tiebreaker look like this. I'm on top with 6. Aggie P, Birdman, Bromel, and Stats are all tied with 4. TP has 2, and Radar has 1. All right, so let's look at how we did this past weekend. This is not our overall tournament record. This is how we did this past weekend. And Stats, like I said, he got the weekly win. He went 4-8. I went 3-9. Aggie P and Radar both went 2-10. Bromel, Birdman, and TP all went 1-11. And everybody is basically eliminated. I'm the only one that got a team in the Final Four. I got UConn in there, but I'm eliminated because I didn't pick them to win. So it's over. I mean, we're all gonna go 0-2 this coming weekend. So congratulations, Tunnel Crew, on doing no better than the rest of America. All right, so let's. The overall standings look like this. I got 72 wins. Birdman is second with 70 wins. Aggie P is third with 67 wins. Bromel is fourth with 66 wins. Then you got Radar and TP are tied at 61 wins. I'm sorry, Radar and Stats are tied with 61 wins, and TP has 60 wins. If the playoffs started today, it would be me, Birdman, Aggie P, and Bromel making the playoffs. All right, so everybody, we don't have any picks this week because it's the Final Four, and like I just said, we're all gonna go 0-2 because nobody's winning anything. So that's just the way it is. And so it's time for shout-outs, shut up and play candidates, and we'll start with Bromel.
Well, my shout-outs and prayer goes to the kids in Nashville.
Yes.
First responders and all those, man. Let's continue to pray for their families.
Yes.
That's a tragedy. It's just, God to heal all those broken hearts. So that's my prayer.
Please, Lord, be with them, touch them, lift them up, comfort them, give them peace that passes all understanding, cover them with your loving embrace. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, Birdman.
My shout out is to you, Big T, for holding it down.
For getting one team in the Final Four and then not picking them to win. So, all right, cool. Well, cool. Thank you, sir.
Big T said he'll take that.
Hey, even though I go into the action on Saturday knowing I'm done.
Right.
Radar.
Shout out to Aggie P for watching bull riding with me on Sunday. We be going back and forth. I mean, like, don't drop your lemon pepper wings, dog.
That's all right.
I told you, Radar. It's an exciting stuff, man.
Aggie P.
Yes, sir. Shout out to TP.
There you go. The queen, mama. Hey, my shout out is to our ACC national semifinals, Virginia Tech and Miami. Let's go get it done. Go cut down them nets in both men's and women's. All right, for Bromel.
Praise the Lord.
For Birdman.
Whosoever believe in him.
For Radar.
Narrows the way.
For Aggie P.
No weapon.
And for the queen, we'll shout her out as well. I'm your man, Big T, signing off and saying, no matter where you are, look up and know that your creator's there. Until next time, see ya, and we might want to be you.
That's all we have for you today. So be sure to join us next week for The Rosso. And remember, the Tunnel Crew don't play unless we have something to say.